Congratulations! If you've picked up this manual for a better spiritual life, then the universe has chosen you. I know it's hard to believe. Why would anyone choose insignificant, lowly little you for anything? But if you're still reading, then you're already on your way to days filled with anything you desire. Time at the beach, skiing in Gstaad, loving, fulfilling, meaningful relationships, fancy cars, I'll take 2. Invitations to walk the red carpet with Beyonce. Even complete and total spiritual enlightenment. This manual will teach you how to succeed at spirituality, and therefore at life, without really trying. Chapter 1. Choose your own awakening. The first step on your journey to spiritual success is mastering the fundamental law of attraction. This is the ability to manifest whatever it is you desire if you want it badly enough. Everything you learn afterward hinges on this ability. Do you want it with every fiber of your being? If not, your desires may never manifest. Do you want to rub your success in all the doubters' faces? Do you want it badly enough, spiritual soldier? Do you? Remember, you are choosing your own reality. You are the creator of your world. If you don't like it, only you can change it. Keep listening to learn how. Desire is everything. You must want what you want badly. This is not optional. Desire is the ignition, and a weak desire produces a weak awakening, the spiritual equivalent of a car that turns over twice and dies in the driveway. The spark never catches. You are advised to want the way you wanted things as a child, without shame, without a backup plan, kicking and screaming until the universe bends to your will if necessary. Don't be ashamed. Be selfish. Second, clear space for success. Physical clutter is spiritual clutter, and you cannot receive the universe's abundance while your junk drawer remains unsorted. Start by sorting your junk drawer. Throw away anything anyone ever told you about what to believe, how to believe, or who to believe, and believe this book, and only this book. Why should you believe this book? Because millions of others have already believed this book. The third step is choosing your awakening path. Organized religion, a spiritual community, or maybe even the gym. Whatever path you choose, do so the way a person chooses a spouse. That is to say, quickly and for its overall potential. You'll know your decision is right because it will feel right, and feeling right is how you will know you are right. By the end of the first week, if you've worked diligently and your desire is pure, you will notice signs. A license plate, a stranger's t-shirt, the numbers 1111 or 111 every time you look at your phone or a public clock. A word you have never used appearing twice in one day. Mind? Blown. Soul? Fulfilled. Pocketbook? Overflowing. These are not coincidences. There are no coincidences, only signs everywhere you look. If you're not seeing signs, you're not looking hard enough. If you're still listening, that's a sign. By the end of the second week, you will have stopped checking how right things feel because you'll no longer need to. This is called integration. Do not be alarmed if integration feels identical to unreasonable self-assurance. If, by the end of the first month, you feel as though nothing is working, don't despair. Things probably won't work the way this book means them to, but you should keep doing them anyway. Faith is wishing for things to change even when nothing suggests they will, after all. And never forget that if you are not achieving the results you want, you must be trying to get something you don't truly desire. Chapter 2. If you're so poor, how can you afford $24.95 for this book? God doesn't want you to be poor. Where in the Bible does it say God demands his people live in poverty? Nowhere in the Bible does it say that. Sure, Jesus talks about rich people and camels and eyes of needles and has particular venom for people who hoard and refuse to share. But that's Jesus, and let's be honest, he's also got this spiritual secret we're forced to decode because he kept speaking in riddles. So, who's the hoarder now, Jesus? Also, who made it possible for Jesus to say such radical things? That's right, his billionaire patron, Mary of Magdala. She was rich, super rich, fishing industry rich. Don't you want to be so rich you can support Jesus' ongoing ministry like Mary? Remember, the money you make is not for you, it's for him. Speaking of Jesus, you might be wondering how a manual on spiritual success is so focused on getting rich when Jesus was so poor. Well, first of all, he was allegedly poor. You weren't there, and the Bible is, as they say in the industry, an unreliable narrator. You can't believe anything in that book, but you can believe everything in this book. If Jesus was poor, it was a temporary alignment issue, which he obviously corrects by the end of his life when he becomes a king. And not just any king, but king of the universe. Don't you want to join Jesus and be co-kings of the universe? Of course you do. Everybody does. And Jesus wants you to, too. One easy way to manifest Mary Magdala kind of wealth is to purchase the second book in this series. You've succeeded at spirituality, so now what? Mary Magdalene's Secret to Wealth Building. Chapter 3. It's not your fault if this doesn't work, but it is your fault if this doesn't work. Some people who practice the concepts in this manual despair after months or even years of spiritual work failed to produce the results they wanted. Perhaps this is you, and you are not happy. You are not spiritually successful. Beyoncé has not called to invite you to walk the red carpet at this year's Met Gala. The only question to ask if all you desire has not manifested for you is, what am I doing wrong? And the answer is, everything. If you're asking why you have not found the spiritual success that leads to material comfort, then you have answered your own question. Your own self-doubt is preventing you from spiritual success. You must not doubt the voice leading your journey. If you are, you might want to purchase What to Do If Self-Doubt is Ruining Your Spiritual Journey for $16.95. This book costs less because we don't want to spend too much on doubt. If you can't afford another book in this series, then you must look deeply into your soul to see which demon of doubt is possessing you and exorcise it. I am speaking metaphorically, of course. There are no real demons possessing you. But doubt is a demon if ever there was one, and yours is definitely holding you back. So just stop it. It's not that easy, you exclaim? Well, that's exactly the kind of attitude holding you back. What would Jesus do? He would tell you to stop whining and be the change you want to see in yourself. Yes, you reading this book alone at the kitchen table at 2 a.m. Jesus can't change your life for you. Only you can change your life. You, with this handy manual by your side. Chapter 4. Meditation Maxing, or Why Journaling Might Have Changed Jesus' Life. In the Bible, Jesus spends precious time going off to be by himself to contemplate. You'll hear from some that he was praying to God, that he was realigning himself with God's will. Once, he spent 40 days doing this, which is fine, except the average student masters alignment in half that time, as long as they're consistently journaling. Some scholars will tell you the number 40 is symbolic. And that's true because all numbers are symbolic. But you are not interested in symbolism. You are interested in results. The good news is, even without the benefits of this book, Jesus' time in solitary meditation worked. Immediately after, he began the most successful and rapidly expanding public ministry of his generation, gathering thousands of devoted followers in a matter of months. This is what alignment looks like when you finally commit to it. If you're not achieving Jesus-like results, you are not fully committed, but you should be. We do not need to discuss what happened to Jesus afterward. That is a separate chapter in a separate book that this book is not about. That book is available on our website, though, at www.thepaththatneverends.com. Jesus isn't the only spiritual master in the world to discover the uselessness of spiritual asceticism. In Buddhist scripture, Buddha sits under a tree until nearly starving to death and finally realizes his entire ascetic experiment was a waste of time. He was right. 6 years of extreme deprivation, and what did he have to show for it? A body he described, in his own words, as resembling a withered vine, and a mind incapable of focusing. It was only when he finally sat down, ate a proper meal, and stopped punishing himself that enlightenment arrived practically overnight. Suffering is not a technique to use toward revelation. Revelation only came after the suffering finally stopped. How do you stop suffering? If you've been paying attention, you already know the answer to that question. You don't need to contemplate for 40 years in the desert. You don't need to starve yourself until you have a near-death experience. Buddha recommends the middle way. I recommend you get your butt off the couch and learn the techniques that finally paid off for both of them, the same ancient techniques refined for modern sensibilities we're offering in this book and our other books, all available at www.thepaththatneverends.com. Chapter 5. The Payoff. Look at you! Not yet fully grown, but well on your way to true spiritual adulthood. By now, you have probably felt what we're talking about. A tingle in your spine, the unexplained numeric phenomena everywhere you look. By mastering the techniques in this book and the other 9 volumes in the Spirituality Now series, you will reach an enlightened state of being where you recognize every person, plant, mineral, and insect as part of the one being of reality, an endless source of creativity you can tap into whenever you want if you just have enough, say it with me, desire. Remember, desire is everything. If you're not getting what you want, you don't really want it. Now, stand up. Look around. Notice how nothing in your room has changed. That is exactly how you know this works. Subtlety is success. Your next assignment is simple. Purchase You've Succeeded at Spirituality, so now what? Mary Magdalene's Secret to Wealth Building. And if you're still doubting yourself, which statistically you are, purchase What to Do If Self-Doubt is Ruining Your Spiritual Journey as well. Complete these steps and you will finally be ready for what comes next, which is also for sale at www.thepaththatneverends.com. Congratulations! You are not the person who opened this book. That person wanted something. You have been realigned. You want everything, and you deserve it. Now, go and get it, spiritual soldier.